Hey, Rob here, hope you're well. I've been testing for the last couple of months this bike here. It's called the Thok Mig. It's an Italian brand. They only launched in 2016, so if you've never heard of them, that's probably why. It's by an ex-downhill BMX rider, Stefano Migliani. I hope I've pronounced that right, and it's named after him. The Mig really knows about biking and mountain biking and has designed a great package, so let's go and have a look. We've got the underslung battery here, Shimano E8000 battery, and this guard here, you get these guards in a couple of different colours. So this is red. I like the kind of contrast between the red and the black. When you buy the bike, you also get a black battery cover as well. It's got a RockShox Yari on the front, which is 150mm travel. The rear is 140mm travel. It's got a RockShox Deluxe shock in there. SRAM NX drivetrain, which I was like, really NX? But honestly, it feels really good, and it is, I think when you start going up in the range, it's literally marginal gains. I don't feel a huge amount of difference between an NX, a GX, and I had an X1. Honestly, I don't, derailleurs, they're all good now. All of the kind of SRAM and Shimano design derailleurs and shifters, they all feel really, really good. You might save a bit of weight, but on a bike that weighs this much, are you really bothered? I would be more concerned around the tyre choice, maybe the suspension, but the Yari feels really, really good. Really wide 38mm Novatec rims on there, and these plus size tyres. So it's got a Maxxis Recon 27.5 by 2.8 3C. That's the max speed, so slightly harder compound. And then on the front it's got a DHR2, which is the 3C Max Terra. So in between the kind of range that Maxxis do, they do the max kind of speed, Max Terra, and then Max Grip, which is a super sticky downhill. I've gone back to plus size tyres riding this. I was used to my 29 Allevo, which has got I've gone down to 2.4 on the back and 2.5 on the front. So going back up to 2.8, it's quite a big difference actually. I think what we'll probably see over the next year or two is manufacturers moving back down from plus size tyres. I've just got a feeling that they're good, but I prefer the more direct feel of a narrower tyre personally. Shimano motor, nice kind of shock linkage just around here, works really well. I'm not too keen on this massive kind of welding there. This is the XL, so it's probably a bit more pronounced, and the stack height of the seat doesn't go down as far as I'd like. I'd like maybe another 5 centimeters off of that seat height, because it is just a little bit high. It doesn't drop quite far enough for me. Nice internal routing, nice battery placement. I really like the look of it. It's typically Italian, looks mean, looks like a Ducati Monster. So let's give it a burn. Oh, the on button, I can't wait till all manufacturers have got on button on here, on this kind of top tube bit, or even here, because it is a faff having to lean down, stick your finger in, there you go, once you've found it, in the little hole, and then start cruising. The reach doesn't feel massive. It's not the longest bike. In terms of reach, the bottom bracket's quite low, the chainstays are relatively short, which is good, but it's not really long. But what that does do is it gives it a real nice sprightly feel. It feels really lively, and as soon as you start making a bike a bit longer, you get some stability, but I think you lose a bit of that kind of I don't know, whatever you want to call it, flickability, playfulness, agileness. You know, you lose a little bit of that. So it might not be the longest bike or the slackest, but it is fairly slack, but more kind of traditional in terms of the reach. It's very quick at turning. Like, loves it. Yeah, boy. Woo. Woo. Yes. Around those little tight twisties, it's super quick. Like, you get so much instant response and real quick kind of feedback as to what the bike's doing. Doesn't feel lazy. So we've got the standard Shimano E8000 stuff going on. Lovely little, really bright screen, and it's a beautiful, bright sunny day today. And the legibility of that is really good all the time. I really like it. However, what I will say is I don't really look at any of the stuff on it other than just a real quick kind of glance down to see what mode I'm in. I'm not that bothered about the speed or anything like that. I kind of like a minimal cockpit, and out of all the bikes with displays, this is by far my favourite, just because it's so small. My preference would be no display and, oh, it's so muddy here. My preference would be no display and just a tiny little LED indicator, just so you can see what mode you're actually in and the battery level, and just at a glance down. Fox, I believe that's a Fox transfer dropper. I don't like it. I don't like the way that, and this goes for all droppers that have this kind of downward push. It just feels really unnatural to kind of push down. This one is quite stiff as well, which probably, well, it does, it just makes it feel more cumbersome. So I much prefer the under the bar droppers just there, just because it's way more ergonomic. So that, it's a real stiff dropper, and just the way that you push down on it, just don't like at all. So if this was my bike, I would change that. I would also change this. A load of people have moved over to the, I think it's the E7000 controller, which is just a little kind of selection mode button just here. Then it frees up this area here so you can fit a dropper onto it, and under the bar dropper I mean. But other than that, it looks kind of neat. There's not a huge amount of cables and stuff running all through the front. Yeah, it looks good. I like it. I like the view from here is good. Can you hear the noise of the Shimano? It's kind of typical for this motor. Fairly quietish whine, but you can still hear it. It's not too distracting. It's not bros quiet. Saddle down. Oh, it's seriously wet. Still poured it down the rain over the past couple of days. But yeah, the bike is very nimble. It feels very well balanced, really playful. I've got to say though, I would prefer it without these plus tyres. I'd like to feel what its handles like with a pair of regular, I don't know, 2.6 minions, just to give it a bit of a comparison, because you do lose a bit of the direct feel on this kind of hard packed surface that is down here right now at Swinley. I tell you what though, for £4 it's a bloody fun bike. I really like it, really like it. A couple of niggles, a couple of things that I'd change, but we're bikers, we change stuff on bikes all the time, right? All the time. Beautiful. So yeah, I've had a real good time riding this bike. I've massively enjoyed it, and one of the things I love about it is it's so unique. You don't see many of them around. It definitely gets people saying, oh, look at that, that looks different. But it's not like you're compromising anyway. You're not getting something that is not good. I really recommend this bike. At least trying it, giving it a go. It's got the super reliable Shimano, or the super well regarded Shimano E8000 package, and that's on most bikes. I think Bosch were the leaders when they brought out the CX back in like 2016 or whenever it was. But Shimano seemed to be taking the market by storm. You've got the Canyon, Vitus, Commensal, Merida are using it, and it's a Japanese system. It's proven, it's working, and I think that Shimano system has really helped keep pricing down, because economies of scale, you know, dictate that they can make a huge amount, and we, the end kind of consumer, benefit from it. First gear, try and avoid the roots. It's all right, actually. Yeah, does not feel like the front end wanted to lift up at all. That felt good. It's a good climber. Whoa. Oh, bad lines. This surface right now is nasty, to say the least. It's stony, cold, slimy and muddy, and these plus size tyres just don't give me enough confidence on them. I'm going to let some more air out actually and do that run again with a bit less air. This is my scientific way of doing it. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Let's try doing that again. Feels a bit different. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that felt much better. I mean, me anyway. Nice. A few PSI makes a massive difference, doesn't it, on plus size tyres? So it's got the Shimano 504 watt-hour battery, which is the classic kind of Shimano configuration that you'll see on all Shimano bikes pretty much. You're good for 20 to 30 miles, so 30 to 40k really. I mean, I'm using it on boost just to get up this hill here because it's quite a steep one. But yeah, I get a lot of questions about range, and it's so difficult to answer because it depends on so many factors like weight, oh man, fitness level, terrain, tyres, bike, geometry, elevation. It's honestly, I could say that you'd get 25 miles out of this and you might buy it and get 12 or 50 because of the different variables. But to give you an idea, a 500 watt-hour battery on average for regular stuff in the UK should get around 20 miles. Your mileage may vary, as they say. So there's so many direct-to-consumer brands now, and that's what Thok's business model is. They don't have dealers. You go onto their website and you take a look and you order it, and the delivery's quick. I ordered a part and it was here next day delivery from Italy. How cool is that? Yeah. So if you're looking for something that is going to suit a massive variety of all mountain and trails, this is a banger. It's a really good bike and I've really enjoyed it. It definitely is a recommended bike from me. I'm gutted to be giving it back because I've loved just kind of popping it out, going for some burns with my mates and just having a bit of a blast on it. It's been really cool. So Thok, thank you for sending it through from Italy for me to test, and you've got a cracking bike and I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys do in the future, because e-mountain bike is getting big, man. It's taking off and the only way is forward.
Thok have released a really great bike that can hold its own amongst the big brands in this industry. The bike is really agile, really playful, handles amazingly well, and I'm really looking forward to the future of Thok and to see what they come up with over the next couple of years. If you want to be kept up to date with all my videos that come out every week on electric mountain bikes, click the subscribe button and they'll be sent to your inbox. Until next time, see you later.